Mommy, since you brought me into this world, I thought it fitting that you should be the first one I give a tribute to. I guess I've been quite a handful ever since I wouldn't stop screaming as a baby. Some people are just loud like that, I suppose. However, in my defense, I do come by it honestly. You are part of 97% of all my happy childhood memories. Oh, the hours you used to spend reading to me. I believe this has made me into the book lover that I am today. How about our tradition of telling each other the thankfuls of the day? Or how about making all those loaves of bread together? These are just a few of the things that will forever be in my heart. I can't count the hours you have spent teaching me. Looking back now, I can see how much of a pain I was, and I applaud you for your patience and self-control that I tested so many times. Also, I want to thank you for always encouraging my creativity. Ever since I can remember, I've always brought my drawings to you or anything that I've created, and you would always give me glowing words of affirmation that made me want to continue on and reach my full potential. On a side note, thank you for always being willing to sing with me in the car, as loud and as off-key as possible. That is something that I share with nobody else. As my years of life have increased, I am starting to look at you as more of a friend, and I enjoy our serious and silly talks, now more than ever. I know that I said I would never say this, but for all the times this applies to, you were right, and you told me so. Don't expect me to ever say that again, so I hope you were listening. Thank you for always putting me first and never giving up on me either. God knew what he was doing when he gave me you as my mom. I love you. Dada! Ever since I was little, you were the one I always confided my hopes and dreams to. Any crazy idea I had, you were there to listen and to encourage me. You taught me to believe in myself and work toward what I wanted, no matter what anyone else said. It's always amazed me how, for any occasion, you've always had some sort of inspirational saying or lesson to share. These will stick with me forever. The one that's helped me most recently is survive in advance. And believe me when I say I've told myself that one a lot. You have always been my partner in food crimes for as long as I can remember. Whether it was racing home before mom so we could have a late night snack, or talking about food on the way home to stay awake in the car. To say the least, I think I get my love of food from you. And some of our best bonding times have been in the kitchen. Sometimes I think you missed your calling when you didn't become a children's storybook writer. The stories you have told me are amazing, and I wish I could remember them well enough to write them down. Along with your storytelling, your playing skills are pretty sensational too, even if you did always fall asleep. How have I not mentioned yet that you give the best nicknames? And that wake-up song that you made, I still sing it in the morning sometimes. Well, to sum this all up, I just want to let you know that I'll always look up to you, no matter how tall I grow. I love you, Daddy. Tuba! First thing I have to admit is times have gotten better as you've gotten older. However, you have always been an epic big sister. Remember the hours of playing Barbies with me? I still remember a surprising amount of story plots. I also remember that no matter what we played, somehow our Barbies had to go through the sink and get completely drenched. To say the least, I learned hardcore playing from you, and I think I've become a much more imaginative person because of that. So thank you. Even though there's like 7 years between us, on occasion, I sometimes wonder who's older. I guess all those times when people thought you were in high school and I was in college have gotten to my head. I have to admit, the older we get, the more I can tell we're sisters. It's awesome to be able to talk freely and share with someone who has to love me no matter what. I thank God that he gave me a sister I can be crazy with. I have many grand memories of late nights with frozen yogurt and movies, or just laughing. Lots of laughing. I know there was a couple years of rough patches in there, but if that somehow made our relationship the way it is today, then I wouldn't trade it for anything, because I can now honestly say you're one of my best friends. I love you. Brother! Oh man, talk about a love-hate relationship. I have to admit, there is no one in the world who can push my buttons like you can. I'm not sure what we have done more together of, laughing or you laughing and me crying. But don't get the wrong picture. We have had a multitude of good times. When thinking of our childhood, I see many very vivid images. Remember Pink Cap? You were always so creative with naming things. Or how about tumbles and specks? Or the times when we tried to make a tree house out of rotting wood? I guess there's a reason why I'm afraid of heights. Or how about our attempt at making a Robin Hood movie? I was all the characters and you got to be Robin Hood. Somehow I don't think that was very fair. But you did make me a sword so we could do a cool sword fighting scene, so thank you. I'm pretty sure we spent most of our time outside, but the little bit we were inside, I remember watching you play computer games for hours. And because of that, to this day, I'm still that weird person who would rather watch somebody else play games than actually play the games. So never let anybody tell you you never impacted my life. Okay, the most epic one of all. How about that story plot we played for over a year? The Adventures of Fred and Frank. Oh, that was the life. But look at us now, we're both adults. Isn't that scary? I know life's been kind of crazy, and things haven't always gone the way we thought they would. But we have the rest of our futures, and I thoroughly plan on making a lot more wonderful memories with you. I love you, bro.